the fall, and in your mind the clouds have been gathering. You may feel hopeless, but I'll never let you go. Fly through the stratosphere and then I'll rip and scream it from your soul. Oh, we'll watch it fall. Now your clouds are all gone. Come and set your light through. Just set your light through before we're only whispers in the wind. Today may be the last time I get to say your life's had meaning and you mattered most. The way you hold me like I am your everything has burned inside me, so we'll never be apart. Fly through the stratosphere and then I'll rip and scream it from your soul. Oh, we'll watch it fall. Now your clouds are all gone. Come and set your light through. Just set your light through before we're only whispers in the wind. Fly through the stratosphere and then I'll rip and scream it from your soul. Oh, we'll watch it fall. Now your clouds are all gone. Come and set your light through. Just set your light through before we're only whispers in the wind. You can turn my world upside down in a rush like I've not felt before. I can trust myself. I need you to make it turn. I would know. Will you follow me when the sky starts to change? Yeah, we won't be afraid. We'll never be the same again. Will you follow me? We won't leave it to chance. We can't wait on romance. We'll never be the same again. I could keep the light from turning into darkness. You'd be my escape. What have we been told? Easy to unfold. Stitcher Will you follow me when the sky starts to change? Yeah, we won't be afraid. We'll never be the same again.
Greetings, everybody. Happy Monday to you all. Welcome to the podcast that is the best in the world when it comes to talking about wrestling and our sports entertainment. This is, of course, the Weebs Of The Ring podcast. We're here to talk about Monday Night Raw, which was a really great start to our road to SummerSlam, our first two-night SummerSlam ever in history. So we've got a nice table being set right now. We had some returns tonight, some number one contenders named, a lot of the card already made. Like, it didn't really dawn on me until like they were running down what they already had for SummerSlam. I'm like, oh, we've already got like a really good card going. So strap in, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to talk about probably one of the strongest Raws we've had this year, especially when it comes to in-ring action. So, of course, as always, I want to welcome all of our returning listeners, all of our returning watchers. Hopefully, you guys have had a good weekend from the wrestling, and starting off our week again with our road to SummerSlam with a good Raw. But, of course, if you're new here, welcome, of course, as always, to our channel. But who are we exactly? You see three guys on here. One of them has two other guys looking very either bored or sternly at him. But who are the three main characters here? Well, we've got anime in our souls. We've got thoughts of wrestling out of control, and we're a group of weebs who just love the entertainment of professional wrestling. So allow us to be the voices inside of your head as we go through the wrestling event of the evening, give our thoughts and predictions on what's to come, and provide an experience inclusive to all you nerds out there. So grab your steel chair, yell for the table, and get put through an experience unlike any other. Brought to you, of course, by Anima We Studio. This is the Weebs of the Ring podcast. I am one of your co-hosts, your reigning, defending, undisputed champion of the world, the most decorated podcaster in all of sports entertainment, your world champion Watkins here to help guide us through the evening of the Graps. But of course, two lovely gentlemen are here to join me in this endeavor. First and foremost, the man who calls himself a visionary, man who calls himself a revolutionary, a very positive individual that will help us maybe take a step back and see maybe the brighter side of things in this whole cloudy, negative world that we live in anymore. And of course, as always, might want to hide your kids and hide your wives, definitely your wives and girlfriends, from this man, because he might just steal them from right under you. Ladies and gentlemen, Legend D Vash. Vash, how you doing tonight?
What's up, gentlemen? It's your boy, the legendary humanoid typhoon, Legendary Vash. And you know what? I'm going to add another moniker to my name because you know why? Because I can, because of what Watkins said himself, that hide your ladies and everything, because I'm also the Heartbreak Kid. I'm going to use that as a reference. This man was my childhood, one of my childhood superstars. So yeah, I said it. I'm a Heartbreak Kid. I cannot fit the whole screen here, but you know what it is. So this was a good time. And you know why I laughed earlier? Because in my files, I actually have him as Bron Breakker stare, like the way he Watkins mentioned. And then I already have him as Gunther board. I already have it in my files, exactly downloaded. So just, hey, we're in sync. We're in sync, and I love it. This was actually, to support what Watkins said by the start of the show, this was a great way to start SummerSlam. Drop This Box also said it in our team chat, saying that this is a great road to SummerSlam. It's looking great. It's looking packed. I am excited for it. Honestly, Rod felt good, like felt fast-paced. It seems like they learned a good rhythm from Evolution. I don't know, guys. It feels like you tell me. That's all. But Drop, how do you feel? Do you agree with some sentiments that this was a solid show that didn't feel as fast-paced? And as you said, excited for SummerSlam?
I mean, it definitely did, because if you look at what transpired earlier in the show, we got a lot of focus on the ladies. So obviously things taken from Evolution was put into works when it comes to developing this show. So I am very excited to head into SummerSlam. And I mean, just looking at that card, I know it's might be too early to say this, and I might not even sound crazy when I say this either, but this card's looking better than WrestleMania so far. I mean, if I'm being perfectly honest, there's a lot of bangers on there, and there's just a lot of stuff to dive into. We're not even done yet. We only have 6 matches so far because I just looked it up before I, hopped on the mic and started talking. So we still got a lot in store because we have 2 nights this year when it comes to SummerSlam. So I don't know, man. It's just I'm hoping and I'm praying that there's like a different feel here coming out of Evolution, because they did a tremendous job last night with that PLE, and I felt that energy carry over into tonight 100%.
Oh yeah, it did. And to kind of capitalize too, or like piggyback on that idea of this different energy that came from last night, yeah, it could be felt throughout just about every segment, because it feels like everybody just kind of felt a little more relaxed. It felt a little more at ease. So I don't know what it was. Maybe it was just for having a banger show last night. I don't know. Who knows? I can't get into the mentality of them because I'm not backstage with all of the stars. But of course, as Vash introduced, he is the genius of the mat. Drop this box, giving us the lowdown of how he thought about Raw, and he's going to help us process these stories as we continue to talk about them throughout the night. So we're going to get right into the action here. But first, as always, if you're watching us live here, be sure to leave a like and join in the chat. Let us know what you thought of the show throughout the night as we go through each segment and give our thoughts and opinions on everything that happened. And of course, if you're watching the VOD, leave a comment and also leave a like, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell icon, all that wonderful things that YouTube loves to hear us say. But it looks like, Vash, you have something else you want to say.
I also to add, it is not confirmed yet, chat, but I will be on one of the events in person. So if anybody wants to meet up or chat, or hey, I will be either definitely not SummerSlam. Who knows, depending how funds is. But if I could get there, great. But on Friday it's going to be at the Barclay, and Friday's going to be at Madison Square Garden, and Raw is going to be at the Barclay. So I will be at one of those events. Me and wife are still trying to decide which one is the one that we might go to, but we might be going to Raw because my excuse was we could be on Netflix. That's straight up, chat. That's true. That was my excuse. So like, yo, if we get some good scene, get good sign, we will be poster on Netflix for the rest of our lives there. So that's a little my excuse there. So if your chat will be there, hey, don't be shy. Say hi. Because if I'm taking pictures, don't just be in the corner and be like, yo, I met up Vash. If you know, guys, I'm not mad. Just hey, I don't bite. Other than that, like Watkins said, enjoy the content. Do what you gotta do. Support us in any way you can, and also watch Off the Bench at 10 a.m. EST on the main channel, and Anime Lady Podcast, the Superman review that drops out this Wednesday at 10 a.m. EST for episode 187, I believe, on top of my head.
Yeah,
that's all.
Yep, 187. Yeah, so we're gonna dive right in here. We got our headline story. We have to figure out who's gonna be facing Gunther at SummerSlam now. So what better way to do that than with a gauntlet match to decide his number one contender? Now, this gauntlet match, it was announced last night, and it is stacked. We have LA Knight, Jey Uso, Penta, Bron Breakker, and CM Punk. So already, it could go many different ways. It could be the Bron Breakker route. It could definitely be the CM Punk route, which ends up happening, spoiler alert. Or they could go down the Jey Uso route, but they didn't do that. So at least the internet didn't have to go crazy with that one. But a few caveats here to talk about with everything. We're not getting a Seth Rollins health update. Paul Heyman earlier in the night says, oh, it's not relevant because it's just not. Don't worry about it. Don't ask questions. Shut up. Instead, pay attention to Bron Breakker, who's going to become the number one contender, which he had a great showing. He made it all the way to the last match, even though there's a little asterisk there, which I do have just a nitpick with that aspect of it, but we'll dive into that. But before the gauntlet match starts, Gunther comes out, gloats about his win against Goldberg, and just saying, hey, who's next? Who's next to fight me for my title? And this is when we get a nice little stare down with Bron Breakker and Gunther, which, I really liked. And Paul Heyman trying to give his best Vegeta impression to be like, oh, Gunther, you're not dealing with the average Saiyan warrior. You're not dealing with the average wrestler. No, you've got Bron Breakker. And he's throwing down lines like, oh, he's the next big thing. And Bron Breakker is the big dog. And this is his yard. Like, pulling certain key phrases there. Gee, wonder what he's alluding to with what happens later on. Gauntlet match, though, was excellent. I thought the whole story being Braun and his endurance, taking out everybody. Everybody's getting like different licks in and all. He kind of destroyed Penta, which, okay, fine. LA Knight at least tries to work the arm, but nothing. Can't do anything to Braun. Jey got me with the yeet thing, but no yeet tonight. Thanks to Bronson Reed, but we'll get into that. But CM Punk was the foil for all this. Let's start with the match itself. Vash, I want to hear from you first. What was your favorite, I guess, match within the Gauntlet match? Like who did you like to see face off against Bron Breakker the most? And just any spot that kind of called out to you, I guess.
If you don't mind, before I get to the full match itself, I want to mention the Bron Breakker in backstage with Jackie and with Paul Heyman. That's something that I appreciate Paul Heyman's response, because honestly, he gave the perfect response. That's not important. He has, by quote, until the end of June to cash in. That's a huge thing, because that's 100%. He doesn't have to lose the briefcase. And as you saw, gentlemen, as you saw people out there yesterday from last night from Evolution, she didn't do much. She caught Naomi, caught at the right opportunity. Both ladies put a 26, 25-minute beautiful match. And then Naomi came in. She joined in and did her thing, a split-legged moonsault, and she barely did much. She literally spent a minute. So if he actually is hurt, he could just save himself until next year. Perfect answer from Paul Heyman, because we have until June. I said this a couple months ago that they could literally take the opportunity to use this case for the Money in the Bank, since next year is in August, and the most recent one was in the beginning of June or something right there. So it gives them time, but it seems like they're not going to do it as the full event. It's only full calendar year. Oh, well. So that's a good answer. I love that. But then when it comes to the actual match, LA Knight did honestly awesome. That's one thing I was really impressed by. But the first person, was Penta. We have seen Penta and Bron Breakker go, I think, once or twice previously. So it was just great to see them. So it was just great to see them all roll once again. It was nice to see a matchup of LA Knight and Bron Breakker. I would like to see that again in the future. It felt very aggressive and very hands-on. With Jey, not saying anything that was bad. It was just like, it felt like a quick in and out. Like, hey, ye concert. I'm gonna just like, hey, yo, while you're on the floor real quick, let's run that shit back. It was a good entertainment value. But I felt Jey Uso as a wrestler has been getting better overall with the consistency as his style is. So that's something I want to give the positive out there. And when it comes to the actual winner, CM Punk, I did say in our Discord on the thread of Raw that he is my choice. But if Bron Breakker wins, it would not be bad choice, because I thought, hey, but usually when you have the guy that's literally winning 3 or 4 matches back to back in a gauntlet, and the last one to come in is all fresh and heel, usually it might go to them, because they're already the last person. They have no type of like, they have stuff. For example, they still have 100% stamina in the video game. Bron Breakker is like at 20 or 30% of stamina after those 4 other opponents recently. So at the end of the day, it felt great to see that. But before we get into what happens after the win and who came out, we're going to talk about that after. I know, Drop, you have some thoughts to add as well.
Yeah, so I really liked how we got this match tonight, because I was talking about this with one of my friends, and I was like, similar to what we saw with Naomi earlier in the show to open it up, it seems like we got LA Knight just quietly transferred over to Raw without any mention of it, because that's what it seems like to me, because you had him feuding with Steph. Now you have him in this match to get an opportunity for the world title. So that just tells me right there that he's on Raw now, which again something that we really wanted for a very long time. But I like this because, you have gauntlet matches, and that allows you to showcase not only the strength of the superstars in your division, but also gives a lot of spotlight to the guys that really run the card when it comes to a lot of those popular names there, like LA Knight, Jey Uso, Penta, Bron Breakker, and CM Punk. So I love seeing all these guys involved here because it's really nice to, shed some light on them because, they're really great competitors and we always enjoy seeing them on screen. And similar to what Vash said as well when it comes to the whole Seth thing, because like the thing about the Money in the Bank briefcase, it's not like it's a world title where it's like, oh, okay, so and so either gets injured or certain, things end up happening. That means you either have to drop the titles and it's vacant and then you got to fight for them again, or similar incidents with the whole Judgment Day with the women's tag titles, you had got someone showing up for it or whatever. It's not like that because there's always been a deadline with this contract, because just because someone gets it recently like Naomi did doesn't mean they got to wait until December of this year to catch it in. Like Paul Heyman said, Seth Rollins has until June, so there's plenty of time for him to figure out exactly what he wants to do with this. So right now he could take this time to recover, see what he needs to do, because I did see the report online where it said maybe a good 4 to 5 months. I'll wait to see if anything comes out of Fightful or any other news source, but that's what I've seen. And if that is the case, it does make sense, regardless if you got an official confirmation or not, considering the kind of history that Seth has with that. So you would kind of want him to, figure things out, make sure everything's in order for, things to settle down so we can get back in the ring again. And then you could see how the story develops when he's gone, which would be very interesting to see how the group grows without him there. So, that's just something I'm looking forward to seeing. But, that's basically the thoughts I wanted to say first, before we dived into the match itself, because I definitely do have a few things to say about this match.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, go ahead and share what are some of the things that like kind of caught your eye or caught your ear or anything like within the match? Because I know one thing I do want to point out with it, but I'm curious about what you have to say. We heard from Vash with his thoughts with it, so go ahead, Job, lay it on us.
So one of the first things I do want to say is, you have this whole thing with Bron Breakker that they mentioned several times of him, being the next big thing. And you obviously see that being showcased in this match itself. We have him and Penta going at it. You got him and LA Knight going at it. And you have Jey Uso and him going at it as well. So that right there is just showing his strength. Because like I mentioned earlier, when it comes to these gauntlet matches, it's pretty much like one of those matches where it's like you got to really show how far you're willing to go in order to, capture the flag in the end. And this right here showcase his strength and showcase that, yeah, this guy's not a joke. You're not going to hit him with a super kick or a couple finishers and he's going to kick out, whatever. Like he's going to have that stamina where it's going to keep pushing him to the next level whenever the next guy comes out and everything. So I liked how aggressive Bron Breakker is. I always enjoy seeing that. I always enjoy seeing what Penta does in the ring, which again, like I'm really happy that Penta is getting focus, because Penta, like ever since he came into the WWE, like I mentioned before, he's been getting a lot of spotlight, and I really like that, regardless if it's like for a world title or anything. Like, well, the match he was in was for a world title. You get what I mean? Like he's there in matches that matter. It's not like a little side mission for him, like where he's dealing with some guy that's barely on television. Like he's in some serious matches when it comes to the kind of people that he's going up against. So I really do like that, because you have him there showing his strength, showing what he can do and everything. And that was nice to see. And then having LA Knight out there, I mean, as much as it hurt to see him take the pinfall loss, again, it wasn't his time. He'll eventually get there, because, there's some people online saying, oh, just because he lost the match, he's never going to get there. No, that's not the case. Because when you look at how the map is laid out, you can tell when things are right and when things aren't. And the way that things are laid out right now, it doesn't really make sense for that to happen. You got the whole 2026 for that to potentially happen. There's always a path for that if they ever want to go down that. But, seeing him there going up against Bron Breakker, which we haven't really seen as much. I think they did a little bit in NXT, but we haven't really seen it as much when it comes to both of these guys. So just seeing new faces, which is what we wanted to see with LA Knight in this, and like the kind of people that he comes across on Monday Night Raw. That's very nice to see. And even like when Jey Uso coming out, which I do have something to say about that. Just showing how far he's willing to go, the super kick, everything else in between. I mean, if you've seen a Jey Uso match, you basically know what to expect from it. Not saying that that's a bad thing, but just showing like how far he's willing to go to get the big one, which obviously, regardless if he won this match or not, he got his moment towards the end, which obviously we will dive into a little bit later, which got me super excited. And then we had CM Punk come out, which was basically my winner there. And I liked how you had Bron Breakker, you know, in control for the match, you know, showing how he's a new guy, he's in control and everything. And then you got CM Punk getting his moments there in between. But yeah, it was just really great match overall, just showing the kind of different styles matching together, because not all these guys have the same wrestling styles. So it's nice to see them mix with one another. So it's like, oh, you know, you got somebody like Penta that wrestles a little bit differently than Bron Breakker. And since CM Punk's a little bit older, you know, you got him going up against, you know, the new guy, Bron Breakker, to showcase his strength and what he's capable of doing. So it's like, I just really enjoyed the chemistry with the wrestlers in this match. I enjoyed the moments. Like, I'm just going to come out and say it because I keep walking away from it. The whole thing with Jey Uso, where he threw Bron Breakker out of the ring. And at first, I did not recall this. So it's like, I actually thought when I first saw it, like, he took him out and he was moving on to the next round. But I just like how it happened, where he took him out and then his entrance started playing. And since I don't have a VPN or anything, I watched it through the Netflix regularly, and it just cut to commercial. I started laughing my ass off. It's like, oh, okay, you know, you got this guy getting thrown out of the ring, he's emoting and everything, like he's in some fucking Fortnite match or some shit. And then it transitions, because I recall us bringing this up in our podcast before. We were talking about, you know, it's a different thing if they're at the show experiencing this, but us at home might look at it a different way. I wonder if they took that in account, because, you know, they did the whole repeated entrance thing when I was on a commercial, like a good 2 or 3 more times before I went back on air. So
yeah, which is fine, you know, but I think one thing to really take away from this gauntlet match is Bron Breakker, because like for years, ever since he was in NXT, people kept saying, "Oh, this kid gets it. He gets it. He gets it." And it's like, it's one thing to like say that and to be like, "Oh yeah, you know, he's in NXT, he's doing really well and all that." It's another thing to get a match like this, because he was part of every single match in the gauntlet match.
Yeah,
like, he was and it just proves to his versatility too, because like you had him. I mean, and this is no disrespect with like Penta and all that, but like he basically like dog walked Penta during their match. You know, you saw him kind of be on the back burner when it came to LA Knight with kind of his style too, where it's more like almost traditional in a way, but like more of like a brawling base kind of thing, where he was like getting his arm worked on. So like it's like, all right, well now there's more damage. Jey Uso, now it's more of like the showmanship kind of thing, where it's like, all right, you know, yeah, we have the little comedy bit of like getting thrown out and then doing the concert thing again. But at the end of the day, you know, he ended up pulling out the win, which I'll bring that up here in just a second. And then, like you said, with the statesman, the elder person, the veteran of CM Punk coming out, and how he was able to work with him and all that, like really, really stands to just how good Bron Breakker gets it. Because this guy gets it. And if you don't believe in him after tonight, you're just crazy, man. But I do want to point this part out, because it was during the Jey Uso part. It was when Bronson Reed came out and interfered just blatantly. And whenever I've watched a gauntlet match, there have been DQs. Like, people have gotten DQ'd from a gauntlet match before. So like when that happened, I'm just like, wait, Bronson, you just cost Braun the match. And then Michael Cole on commentary was just like, oh, it's no DQ, blah, blah, blah. And I'm sitting here like, wait, it's been no DQ this whole time. Why hasn't anybody grabbed like a chair or anything? Like it's one of those moments where I'm just like, wait, if it's been no DQ, why hasn't there been like a little bit more ferocity in people and all that? But that's kind of a nitpick too. But like it kind of tied into with like the ending of the match when not Bron Breakker again, Bron just out in the wild right now. But like when Bronson Reed came into the ring and started beating up on CM Punk, it's just like, well, come on, man. Like it's supposed to be a gauntlet match. You're supposed to be running the gauntlet. Why are there no DQs in this? You know, but whatever. It's fine. It's fine because CM Punk still came out as the victor and all that. And yeah, it's just a really, really good match. But I also do want to point out with commentary as well, pulling out like some story beats as well. And it kind of piggybacks what you were saying, Drop, about how like mainly with Penta, where it's just like, okay, this guy is a main event player, and commentary, especially Corey Graves, was really good at that, saying, yeah, every man in this gauntlet match, as Gunther's watching them, they're top players. They are legit competitors. Each of them could main event a Raw. Each of them could technically really main event any PLE that the WWE put on.
Yeah.
So really, really good commentary work tonight, especially in this gauntlet match. But of course, you know, after CM Punk wins, the post-match beatdown begins. Jey Uso tries to make the save, but it doesn't last too long. So Bron are about to finish off the job. And goddamn, everybody, we got our tribal chief back because it's time for a big old event. And he's just like coming out with his aura, with his new t-shirt and all that, like ooh-ah and everything. Crowds singing Roman Reigns, which got me emotional because, again, it's so interesting, I'll say, that Roman is so over in this day and age compared to, you know, just 10 years ago with everything that was going on then. Yeah, so Roman Reigns is back. Assuming he's going to be facing off against Bron Breakker at SummerSlam, but we'll probably find that out next week since we have around 2 weeks from this coming weekend until the event. Yeah, thoughts on Roman Reigns coming back? Vash, I want to start with you. I haven't heard from you in a hot minute. That's what I get for playing with my sword off screen. Talk to me. How'd you feel about our OTC coming back?
Are you sure he's not OTC 1? Because his shirt already says it. And
I refuse to add that one on there.
Bro, the frustration when I saw that, I'm like, wait, so you went from tribal chief to go for the Ula Fala, but then you go from you and Solo being you're the current tribal chief and you're the OTC, the original tribal chief. And then months later, you come back after WrestleMania. Now you're OTC 1?
Yeah. One.
That's the only thing I question to what the fuck moment. I don't know what how many variations of thank you. I was about to say that advertisement marketing do we need to do of a different version of your name? Like you literally are a persona moniker of Roman Reigns, and you're a guy named Joe. But then we go from Tribal Chief to OTC to the Shield, and you have so many markers. But hey, OTC 1, cool. I'm gonna see what to do with this. So that's the only thing I really have a big question. Like the guys brought up earlier, I do find it funny, and I was laughing that did he just throw Bron Breakker out of the ring, and he did just said run it back, and I'm like, okay, but as I always do the VPN version because I don't have the time to hear for ads and commercials. Fuck that, I already have been paying for YouTube Red. I'm gonna still call YouTube Red for so long, and just hearing him actually do running, and actually what Job said yo, he just dead ass playing the music, and Bron Breakker is taking his break, but I felt that was their way of giving Bron Breakker to catch his breath. That's just my assumption. Hey, go catch your breath real quick. That's just my assumption, but also trying to make it in a comedy way. I am happy. The most out of this segment is the interaction of Roman Reigns and Jey. The respect, the body language, the fucking acting. This man, when one can say that this man knows what he's doing, this man knows what's going on. that is exactly the same thing that is Roman Reigns. He knows the product so well, and he's been doing acting stuff outside like Hollywood. So knowing that how good he literally just came in, look around, he captured the moment, he took his time, the facial expression, look at Jay, give the arm, help out CM Punk and everything, but still give him the death stare, like I will still fuck you up type of vibe. It just felt so good. Like this just like not saying that pro wrestling, WWE, Raw, SmackDown needs Roman Reigns, but whenever he's there, or I feel like he just gives the good producer vibes, because I feel like that like the whole show just succeeded so well. Who knows if it was just him and his word and him talking to Triple H or Paul Heyman, but just everything felt so solid and just that beautiful ending. You felt the aura, like the hockey that's just coming out.
Just say the hockey was there, bro. It was
just there,
Just
and it was beautiful. It's like, yes, Roman. And now the rumor, like I believe that we're all gonna speak about, obviously CM Punk versus this man Gunther, of course, in the next 2-3 weeks. But then we got CM Punk. Sorry, not CM Punk. My apologies, chat. I just said his name already. Why am I repeating it? We got Roman Reigns and main event Jey Uso versus Bronson Reed and Bron Breakker, the Bron Bruns.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the rumor match. All right.
Oh, I didn't. It's
cool with that.
I would say it's speculation.
Well, I saw.
Yeah.
Well, I saw already like a few things going on online. I'm like, it's cool.
Because
Not
like
saying
if it's,
that, like I saw like, hey, 100% we should do that. But if it's something like that to have on SummerSlam to kind of bring Bronson Reed and Bron Breakker like more in the highlight, more in a main event, like to show these big guys that are like bodyguards for it, but could also speak on the mic and bring them up. Who Jay has became main event, also tag teaming now with Roman Reigns, where 2 years ago or 3 years ago he actually went for the title for Roman Reigns during SummerSlam. So it's just everything coming full circle, like where they're now tag teaming together. Like, oh my god, who thought the Tribal Chief now teaming up with Jey Uso like a team? Like, just seeing all that is really beautiful as well.
I mean, honestly, like that's not a bad way to go about it, because like it could be one thing where like they just kind of prolong the inevitable singles match of Bron Breakker versus Roman Reigns. So doing it as a tag match, I mean, that gets Jay and Bronson Reed on the show. It gives a reason for like either team to come out on top, because like you semi protect the one that would be taking the pinfall, which would either be Roman or maybe Bronson Reed if it's a tag match. Like, sorry, Bronson, until Seth's group gets the fall guy, at this point, it's probably going to be Bronson Reed most of the time. But yeah, it all depends on how those matches go and all that stuff. But I mean, it could be two singles matches too, with like Jay facing off against Bronson, and we do get the Bron Breakker versus Roman Reigns. But I could see the tag match, so that's not a bad rumor going around.
Yeah, but I do want to shed some light on my initial reaction with Roman Reigns as well. So, so like when I saw the match come to an end, I at first thought it was going to be one of those things where he was gonna take part before Jay come out, like that Jay spot when Jay came out. I thought that was going to be Roman initially. So after the match ended, I just thought we were just going to get, you know, the camera panned at Gunther and CM Punk, and then we're going to close out the show. But then he had a beat down, and then I was like, you know what? If Roman's going to appear, this is going to be the moment. Like, I just had a feeling, like, whenever this match was structured, and then we're getting a lot of focus on Bron Breakker, especially when it came to the mention of, you know, Bron Breakker being the big dog, and that this is his yard now. Like, WWE tends to just allude to things. So I had a feeling sooner or later they were going to lead to this. And then you had Roman Reigns come out, and I had a big reaction to that because I missed him. I wanted to see him on television. We haven't seen him since the Raw after WrestleMania, so it's been quite some time before we saw him, and he seems like he got a lot bigger, which makes sense. He's going to be in Street Fighter soon. But also, he was very aggressive in that ring, because one thing I did notice when he was in the ring is when he took down Bron Breakker. Like, that was a very aggressive takedown, almost like he was, you know, playing football like he used to many years ago. Like, that really aggressive, like, takedown, almost like Bron Breakker either, you know, broke inside his home, stole something, whatever. He was, like, so aggressive with that guy, which makes sense because, you know, that's the guy that took him out, and we haven't really seen him on television since that point. But, you know, I was out of my couch. I was, you know, really excited to see him again. It was just a very good feeling overall. And it just put a smile on my face because I agree with this statement that a lot of people put online. And I was looking at what JD's tweets were. And one thing that I can say that is a very factual statement is, like, he mentioned right here when the television show operates on another fucking level when Roman Reigns is on TV, which is very true because the second that you insert him on television, when it comes to him being implemented in a storyline or just him being there in general, it just changes the whole entire playing field when it comes to what is going on in the company. And then for some reason, and I kid you not, and people might just say this as like a saying, or if you're trying to just compare it or whatever, but I can legitimately feel his like aura coming off of the TV. I kid you not when I say that. Like, some people might just say it as, oh, you know, let's make an analogy to this or that or whatever. But I can legit feel it. Like, I kid you not. It just feels so fucking different. Like, you could feel him there. The whole trajectory changes. It's just a whole nother level. And I just love him being here. It was just a great moment overall.
Yeah, and like you could feel that presence just all night. Like, everything felt big, you know, like, and even the in-ring action alone, especially one match tonight, everybody brought it, you know, to certain degrees of levels too, which, you know, there's another one that we'll also touch on too. That was maybe the opposite of all that, but like, yeah, there's just such a different presence when you have such a big person like Roman Reigns just on the show in general, you know, because like all eyes are going to be on that show then. Like, everybody's going to be watching that show, hearing that Roman Reigns came back. And yeah, they might, you know, check out the whole show. Who knows? But like, it's mainly just social media clips anyways. But like, even still, just like, yeah, like you said, there was just something in the air where like everything felt bigger. And I mean, they actually have a chance. I mean, yeah, there's less than 3 weeks to the event, but it feels like now that they're focused on one event instead of trying to promote like 3, like it's kind of, I know I always go down the One Piece route whenever I try to compare things, but it's a lot like what happens with Oda sometimes when he's doing One Piece, and why people kind of didn't like Wano and are kind of turning around on Wano as well. Because like, when Oda tries to be so sporadic in his storytelling and he does like 10 different things in one chapter, it kind of gets bogged down by having just way too much in just a short amount of time. And WWE's the same exact way when it comes to like them building shows. But like, when they focus on just like one thing in that chapter, or like with WWE, when they focus on one event, they really make a good television product because they're just focused on just one thing. It's Vash, you might remember me saying this too at one point. It's the KISS method, which is known as keep it simple, stupid. Just keep things simple, easy, and like don't be too convoluted to where like you're kind of ruining some things. Like, I'm sorry, going back to WrestleMania, where like with like the build for the women's world title triple threat match, like there was some clunkiness with that because they try to do all these twists with it and all. It's just like just make it easier, you know. Yeah, this was great. This whole gauntlet was great. The whole post-match stuff was great. We've got a good direction kind of for just about everybody involved in this main event segment. And we'll find out more next week with like where we're gonna go with this. Will we get the tag match? Will it actually be a singles match between Bron Breakker and Roman Reigns. Like, we'll have to find out next week with where they're going to go with all that. So we're going to leave it at that, I think, because, you know, we could be here all night speculating and talking about like what could be done here and like really like breaking down everything. But we got other bangers to talk about tonight. But we're not going to start with a banger, though, unfortunately, because I want to get this out of the way. So Nikki Bella versus Chelsea Green tonight. This is Nikki's first like singles match in like a while, so obviously there might be some sort of ring rust and all that. This was set up because, hey, Nikki Bella eliminated basically the whole Secret Service last night in the Battle Royal, so it's like, all right, fine, let's have a singles match. Probably Chelsea Green might be the best person to have on the roster for somebody like Nikki Bella, who's just coming back in here, needs to get a few reps in and all that. So having somebody like Chelsea Green on your roster to do this is really good. And I mean, Chelsea Green was pretty much on top the majority of this match and all that. Nikki's still got some stuff to work on. Mainly some strength. I don't know how she was really struggling with getting Chelsea Green up of all people, but I don't know. It was really weird with that finish when she was getting her up for the rack attack. But I mean, she can only do more reps and just keep building up to where she is now to get to where she wants to be, which, yeah, well, I'm here for the journey, not the destination and all that. Yeah, so I mean, Nikki Bella wins this match. She fights off the Secret Service basically on her own until after the match is a post-match beatdown until Stephanie Vaquer comes out to make the save. Why is she making save? Well, she had a backstage interview. Chelsea Green got her in her face, and yeah, that's basically it. Stephanie's kind of in this respect mode right now. Not sure where we're going with these ladies going into SummerSlam. If this might be another tag team match that they do, or maybe Stephanie and Chelsea just have a match, which would be cool. I'm sure Nikki Bella needs something to do for SummerSlam as well, so I don't know where she would fit in anywhere. But yeah, guys, what do you think of this match? I guess Drop, I'm going to start with you. I'm going to start with you with this one. What you think of this match and, like, I guess the SummerSlam implications, if you will?
So it seems to me that Stephanie Vaquer might be having a little side quest before she heads to Clash in Paris, which is perfectly fine because, like we mentioned before, and she even mentioned it in the press conference. I didn't watch it in full yesterday, but I did see the clip floating around, and I saw the comments that she made. She says she's going to wait to make her choice, and whatever she does, it's going to be a secret when it comes to the kind of decision that she makes, which makes a lot of sense because, I mean, you know, I'd rather her just figure out what's going on with the whole...
Tonight, they actually made it clear that she's going for the world women's title.
Okay, well,
yeah. But yeah, it was kind of weird where it's just like she was keeping it secret, because it was in that backstage segment with Chelsea Green.
Was this thing on Netflix?
Like, no, it was during the show.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But it was like a really quick comment that they made about it. So it's just like, wait, hold on. Did you say that right? Okay, world women's title. All right, fine.
Okay.
Cool, neat. All right.
Yeah. So I guess all in all, like whenever she figures out whatever's going on after post SummerSlam, she'll do whatever. But it seems like, you know, you're gonna have Nikki Bella and her teaming up with each other to take on Chelsea Green and probably one member of the, you know, Secret Service and everything, which is perfectly fine because, I mean, you know, you got to get some names on the card, and I wouldn't want Stephanie Vaquer not on the card. And since Nikki Bella's starting to get in the ring a little bit more post Evolution, you want to factor her into things as well. So, I mean, it makes sense if we head down this direction and everything, just you know, get a couple reps in there before the big fight towards the end of the month that she has. So it's going to be pretty interesting to see exactly what that transitions to, which was obviously we'll talk about in the next segment. But I mean, the match itself, she was Nikki Bella trying to get her feet wet and everything. I think that's probably the best thing I could really say. She had a little scruffle with the Secret Harvest throughout the match itself. But other than that, I feel like that's all I have to really say here. I feel like what happened towards the end kind of gave us a hint of, what's going to be talked about for the next couple weeks heading into SummerSlam and where this match is going to fall on the card.
Yeah. Yep. I agree full-heartedly. But Vash, what about you? Tell us why is Nikki Bella your favorite women's wrestler?
I told my girl, I believe, last night that Nikki Bella was a girl that I, had a crush on as a kid when I watched her as a wrestler. But other than that, Watkins the Drop said it perfectly. I honestly don't have much to say about the segment. That's because I don't care. Like, they literally covered it perfectly. Not gonna repeat much like was said because I honestly, the segment match happened. Watkins said it perfectly. Your Nikki need to put a bit more strength, but I'm glad to see her that she didn't look horrible on main TV roster with current type of superstars. And Chelsea Green was a great match for her to choose. And I 100% agree and support what Drop said that 75 girls go side quest. Sometimes before you go to your main quest, you got hit little side missions to build up the reputation, build up those W's, and also just build up more of the stock, the aura, the aura farming, the hockey. So I'm here for it.
Yeah, so sometimes again you need to go for that platinum trophy and do that one side quest where you have to
Why
go deliver the berries to.
Why you gotta remind me about that? I've been trying to beat that shit in Astro Bot, and I'm just annoyed at going
you're
back.
so close. You can do it. I believe in you.
I'm good.
Anyway,
let's go. No, let's go.
You just gotta believe in the me that believes in you. All right.
I don't believe in myself in gaming. I'm good.
Well, you know who does believe in themselves though? Naomi, because she don't need no audience to be like, "Oh, you guys are great, you deserve it." Nuh-uh. Now you guys want to? You guys didn't feel the glow, but now you like me now, huh? She doesn't need no tag team partners. She don't need no big three to hold her down. Nah, Naomi's here to start off our night, and I love heel Naomi, and this is exactly why I love how who she cast in on last night, and now she has a new playing field. She can work with new people. This was great. This opening segment was I thought it was really good. So again, Naomi out here to kind of gloat about her win, saying again she doesn't need nobody because she's her own person, and hey, she already has a plan. She's like Aizen in this aspect where everything's coming all according to Keikaku and all that. But of course, we got to proceed with caution. But two ladies that won't proceed with caution are Rhea and Io because they want their rematch immediately. And of course, Pierce wasting no time because hey, we got to make this card for SummerSlam legit. We got to actually do some building up. But first, we're going to let y'all know what the matches are going to be. We're getting a triple threat match: Naomi, Rhea, and Io for the women's world title. This one is going to be a lot of fun. Interesting. We're doing another world title triple threat for the women's title at a really big show. I don't know, just interesting in the way where it's okay, two of these competitors were part of the other one that was a really, really big banger. If Naomi wins, that's one over Bianca right there, so she could even add that into promos and all that, but that's just, speculating for the future and everything. Guys, how do we feel about this match? Is this going to be another, just another banger of a triple threat that we're going to get? Because the women have been putting on really good triple threats this year. Vash, let me know.
Look, the best I can say about this segment is that Naomi, you came out confident. You came out strong. You came out literally showing your confidence and literally talking to the mic. You held the crowd accountable. You did what it was to represent yourself as a heel. And also, quick statement: every single champion right now in WWE is almost a heel.
Good.
I mean, yeah.
And I love it.
Good.
That's something that I didn't really expect. Last year was almost all faces. Now it's all heels right now. So it's going to be an interesting time. I love that. Naomi's here to do what she got to do, which she did. She came in and she told the most funniest shit to Rhea, like, yo, I don't even know why Rhea was walking inside the ring. Now I was like, girl, why the fuck are you here? Get out of my ring, girl. Like, skedaddle.
Mhm.
And even to Io Sky, Io Sky spoke to her in her language, and then I'm like, look, I don't know what you're saying to me, but y'all need to get out of my ring. All right, let's keep it simple. I beat y'all, we call it a day. And I just love the cockiness, and I love how Adam Pearce just came straight, like, look. Y'all not gonna have patience for it. Let's just get straight to the point. Yo, SummerSlam, y'all three call it a day. All right, cool. Now let's build up this match for the next 2 weeks. That's it. Straightforward. I literally got nothing else to say other than I'm excited for it. It's gonna be a cook match, and Naomi's gonna win. Straightforward. That's it. That's my expectation because I do not see Naomi losing. If she loses, there will be an uproar like, "Why the fuck you gave her the champion and then she loses in 2 weeks?" We have Rhea. Rhea not like we heard it, Rhea. We get the point. You still want the world champion, and you still want to be the woman on top. That's it.
Yeah. Yeah. What about you, Drop? What did you think of the opening segment here and just like, yeah, getting this this triple threat set?
I'm looking forward to it. I think it's going to be another great match because the ladies have a lot of good matches this year when it comes to what they're bringing to the table. And you're throwing Naomi in there, you're throwing Rhea and Io in there when it comes to the kind of mindset that they have now heading into this match. I feel like it's going to be it's going to be great because I mean the women as a whole have just been on fire as of recent. So you throw these three names in there, I don't expect anything less. And it's also going to be very interesting to see exactly what transpires because now you got, like I said before, you know, Naomi going up against new faces. Her having a feud with the two top stars on Raw is very nice to see. Having Rhea's mindset of getting the title back and also, you know, getting mad at Io, getting mad at Naomi taking that opportunity away of her not being able to beat Io is another thing to factor in there. And also Io still wanting to claim her spot, which, you know, she got a great reaction from the audience when it came to them cheering for her and everything. But I love this opening segment because it just goes to show that, you know, WWE has a great women's division. They can put on all these great matches. And I mean, the more I look at it, I feel like I'm going to have a lot of matches on my card this year when it comes to the woman, because I mean, don't get me wrong, the men had some great matches this year as well, but the woman, I mean, it's almost getting up there in like the double digits now when it comes to a lot of the matches that they had this year itself.
Oh yeah.
And you put it on a big stage like SummerSlam, you don't have to worry about commercials or anything taking part in that to really ruin the entire thing. I mean, that's gonna cook, and it gets me excited to see how Naomi's gonna go up against Rhea and Io because we never seen those ladies interact with each other before. At least when it comes to Naomi's case, we have not seen her really feud with Rhea or Io before. So I'm really looking forward to that. That gets me super excited. Like when it comes to at least a singles championship, not really counting the whole thing with like damage control or whatever.
Yeah, yeah, because Naomi and Io did have a match earlier this year in a singles, I believe. But that's like not really a full feud. It was just a one-time match, I believe.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So yeah, not much to really more go on with there. I'm sure we'll speculate, theorize as the weeks go on, going into this match and everything. And of course, when we do our predictions video, go ahead, Drop.
Oh, another thing to throw in there as well. You got a top heel on that show now. So
yeah,
that's good.
Yeah, got a good old top heel now in Naomi. So good. That's kind of what Raw needed now that Liv's, you know, injured and healing and all that. Because I like her or not, because I know she has her haters and all that. But Liv was the top heel, and she was pretty damn good at it. Like she got heat. And Naomi can get heat as well. So, yep. But as much heat as that is, let's talk about some fire right now, because we got to find out who's going to face Becky Lynch for the IC title. But we got to let two women kind of just finally have their blow off here. And again, good on Michael Cole to kind of realize, hey, this is technically a rubber match for these two. That's right. Lyra, Valkyria, and Bayley not only have a match, but they have a number one contenders match. 2 out of 3 falls. Winner faces Becky at SummerSlam. Fire match right here. Because again, these two ladies have great chemistry. And I mean, with each match that Bayley has, she gets so much better. Like, again, I've said this so many times. Bayley's my favorite of the 4 horsemen women because of her consistency. She has very consistent matches, and especially like in the past like year and a half, 2 years, she's been consistently getting better. Like, and not necessarily like, oh, doing better moves and all that. It's more of the confidence she has in the ring, and just the confidence in knowing what to do at certain points, just like knowing the ring, just how good that she does, and knowing her opponent as well as she does too, to really help them look as good as they can be. And that's no different with this Lyra Valkyria match, because this was great. Had a quick start to it with Bayley getting a cheeky roll up win for the first fall. Lyra eventually catching up after like getting tortured on her back from Bayley, like just targeting that back, whereas Lyra ended up targeting a knee of Bayley and all that. And this last fall, like this last portion of this match was great. Like just hard hitting action all the way throughout. The ending here too, just like with Bayley transitioning into a deep crossface after hitting her elbow, and like she tried to like keep the lock on, but Lyra again, like Corey Graves also needs to get his freaking flowers, because he has been phenomenal.
He's been killing it
on commentary. Like the way he described Lyra as like that mat-based like grappling wrestling, I love that shit. Like he adds such a good like sports mindset with it to really make you realize, oh wait, this isn't just some simulated fight. It's a simulated competition. It's a simulated like wrestling match. So like, yeah, there should be just a little bit extra more with the sports part aspect to it, which I enjoy Corey Graves for, because he can seamlessly go from that to telling the story and all that. And just flowers to him, especially throughout this match, but definitely throughout the night. But yeah, Lyra is able to counter that into a Nightwing for the win. And of course, Becky Hogan has to come out and give a good old stare down to Lyra Valkyria. And yes, she knows what we're saying when it comes to Becky Hogan. Y'all saw those color schemes. Y'all know who she was trying to troll. Love it all throughout. Vash, did you like this match? Did you like this?
I'm laughing because I know you posted the picture as well on the thread from Evolution that I believe she was I believe she was hugging a fan, or she was shaking her hand. And the picture right there literally says Becky Hogan. And I know she probably saw it or seen it. She's like, yo, I'm gonna do this outfit for today just because of those people and everything. By the way, I love hearing Becky and Sheamus on the show, just hearing them in the background, like the whole Irish accent, it's just, they're hilarious.
Yeah, you're liking a little Irish accent.
I don't try to do my Irish accent. I suck at it, so I need to practice this so I can actually do it live on air without no problem. But when it comes to the match itself,
you just need to eat some more potatoes.
You're probably right on that. You're probably right. But this was a solid match. Bayley and Lyra. Bayley besting Lyra within a minute 25, but then the second one that Lyra got Bayley was actually a beautiful roll up. It was a nice 9-minute, 32-minute match. So it was solid. I love how it felt quick, and then after the second one, it just felt much faster. And then after the last one for Lyra to go against Bayley, I feel like if Lyra wins at SummerSlam, I would not be mad, because this will literally put her over in one of the biggest events of the year for the company, and for her to get her title in the as she was the inaugural champion holder. But then hopefully for the next opponents, it continues that momentum. Like I want the Gunther vibe for the IC title. I want the Gunther love of what it could be.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think they'll give it that love too, especially at SummerSlam, because Becky is somebody that will put somebody over. So yeah, I expect her to put Lyra over at SummerSlam. But drop. Moving on to you next. What'd you think of this little competition, and how ecstatic are you to be getting Lyra versus Becky one more time?
I'm looking forward to it because every single match that they've been in ever since NXT, the Backlash match, the match at Money in the Bank, and now the one that we're getting at SummerSlam. I mean, they've been nothing but bangers, so I'm really looking forward to seeing them run it back, and I wouldn't be surprised if this is the best match that they have out of the other three matches that they have, just looking at the stage that they're in. And ever since they started competing against each other again, they went above and beyond the NXT match, and then the match that they had at Money in the Bank, they went above and beyond with the Backlash match. So I wouldn't be surprised in the slightest if they go up another notch with this one as well, because they just seem to always deliver every single time. And I just really like this match between Lyra and Bayley. I thought Bayley looked really great here. I'm starting to get like this feel with Bayley where she's honestly looking the best what she's doing right now with Bayley and Becky right now that she has like in a long time. Like I really do like what Bayley is doing. It's showing like a different fire underneath her that we haven't seen in quite some time. So I really do like that. But they're very aggressive in this match. They obviously know each other. They work very well, which is another thing I really do enjoy when it comes to the both of them. And they literally felt like they were trying to kill each other in this match itself.
Oh yeah.
They felt like they had a passion.
Bayley, oh yeah. Bayley was getting frustrated. Like I rarely remember seeing Bayley getting that frustrated, or it's at least been a while since he's shown that kind of frustration with an opponent.
Yeah, that's why this version of Bayley that we're seeing right now just feels so different from the Bayley that we've been like seeing before this, because like the Bayley that we saw before this like really wasn't running around the ropes like this as much as she is now. So it seems like this really ignited something in her that she hasn't seen in quite some time. And like I said, I absolutely love it. And I just, whenever I either see Lyra's name or Bayley's name or Becky's name pasted on something, I'm always tuned in. I was like completely locked in watching this match and just seeing how it was a 2 out of 3 falls match, which was another thing to like factor in as well. So you can get like a lot of crazy spots here, and you're just seeing what they're willing to do in order to cross the finish line to get a shot at Becky again. And I also loved as well, kind of similar to what we got with the pinfall last night with both Becky. I really liked how Lyra was able to counter that I think it was a crossface towards the end, right?
Yeah, because like she had, like Bayley had it in, and then Lyra was going for the ropes, and Bayley tried to do that thing where like you push off the rope and kind of roll through to kind of get back in the center of the ring. Yeah, and Lyra countered that into the Nightwing. It's just seamless, man. It was just so good.
That's one thing that I've been waiting to see ever since I saw Lyra in NXT, was for her to get the reception that she's getting now. And I like how everything's coming together. I like how she's getting a reaction when she comes out, because before people didn't really do the bird chants as much. Now they are. Whenever they come out, you can hear them. They're loud. She's over. People give a shit about her. I can only imagine how things are going to be at SummerSlam and her and Becky deliver like a crazy fucking match, because I mean, there's nothing I can really say bad about these ladies, because they know how to fucking wrestle. They know how to wrestle.
Yeah, and I mean, considering the only other matches we got tonight besides the Gauntlet match were all women's matches, like, and each one of them delivered in a different way. Plus, like there was some things with like the one match we talked about with Nikki Bella and Chelsea Green. But again, here for the journey, here for the growth. You got this, girl. You could do this. The opening segment and all that with the world title picture, and just this 2 out of 3 falls match that we got. It just class work all around, and it just goes to show you again, just like this is what happens when you give people a chance. Man, woman, child, like give them a chance to go out there and show their stuff.
Yeah.
And right now, it's the women that are kind of showing up the men right now.
Yeah.
I'm going to go out there and say that they're
I
showing
agree.
out a lot of the men.
Wonder if Shawn Michaels was in charge of creative tonight.
You see the tweet? You see the tweet that like he locked Triple H up or something?
Yeah, like it definitely felt like a
Yeah.
Shawn Michaels. That's typically what NXT is. It's just
Yeah.
all women's television show outside of like a couple of men's matches in between. But they
Mhm.
just had so much focus here. I mean, like you mentioned, the opening segment, the stuff with Lyra and Bayley, the next thing we're gonna talk about as well. I just loved
Yeah.
it all around. Like this is what I meant. We know you have it within you to deliver this quality to us on television. You obviously showed it with the PLE with the ladies, how you got creative, all these different kinds of match concepts. And I'm glad we brought that to light with our coverage last night, because it seems like it's carrying over to Monday Night Raw.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see what NXT holds for tomorrow, to see what the continuation of that is. Additionally, on top of that when it comes to the gauntlet match, it was a 41 minute and 17 seconds. When you put all the women matches, it was also 36 minutes. All the women matches is, if you put them together, it's almost 26 minutes. I'm sorry, 36 minutes. 36 minutes.
Yeah.
So it's not that far off that each of them had their own time limit and in their own way successful. So congrats to them and being showcased. Not to keep the conversation longer in the aspect when it comes to
I believe we were transitioning.
yeah.
Yeah, we were.
To the just
no, you're fine. Look, I get it. Sometimes we freeze up from the heat and all that. I get it. I've seen anime. I've seen comics. Sometimes he can freeze. Why? How? Shut up. Don't worry about it. But I'll tell you what's not frozen is the Judgment Day, because they have all the gold. They have the IC title. They have both men's and women's tag team titles. And Finn Balor's just polishing it all up. He's just all grins, all smiles, all happy.
5 belt Finn.
Yeah, he's he's belt collector Finn. Hopefully he doesn't become like a boss of something, or a president of a company. I don't know, maybe a CEO or something. I don't know. Don't worry about it. Yeah, so Judgment Day are they're celebrating, gloating, and all that, because hey, again, when you listen to Finn, you win. But it looks like we have our Judgment Day ladies having to take care of some business tonight against the Kabuki Warriors. Now, a little bit of the backstage stuff here, where Finn basically tells Dom to go out there and help them out and all that, which I don't know if Finn was trying to play with Dom here because of the whole story with like the doctor's note and all that, and Dom being injured and everything. I don't know if it was Finn trying to be like, yeah, go ahead and get yourself caught, trying to like push him out again, or if I'm just looking too much into it and it's just him being a leader again. I don't know. What do you guys think of like this backstage segment first before we get into the match?
It makes me laugh. This man, all for Finn. I'm sorry, all for Liv. And I love how when everyone leaves, when everyone leaves, this man Finn just looks slightly to Liv picture, like he's here, and then slightly looks at Liv picture, and be like, yes, all for Liv, and just smirks, and just that like that. Bro got the evil smirk, like, yes, all for Liv. It's all going according to plan. And also, if anybody did not notice that when our boy Jaden came to the frame and he was playing the game in the back, they had Raquel and Liv But then he was slowly trying to find that Liv character to be changed to Roxanne. She's slowly fading out. And then he slowly put the opponents to be the Kabuki warriors. So I love the, foreshadowingness and everything that they're about to play around of the actual girls about to do a match of Raquel and Roxanne versus the Kabuki warriors, while the guys are playing the online version of that same game. So it's just homage and funny, and how they're the only people that still promote the actual game on the roster that's on the actual TV programming. Because, of course, up, up, down, down, they do that on their side and everything. But to actually see it being done is by JD and Finn. So I just find that, a bit hilarious.
Yeah. Well, especially now since it's apparently 40% off the download version. So there's that. But they also had a very, very bad update the other day. I don't know if y'all saw, kind of deleted a lot of custom photos for people.
Oh shit!
For like creative characters, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. They're currently working on a patch for it, so yeah, that's a whole other topic though. So yeah, I do like that aspect of it, and yeah, kind of like pushing Liv out a little bit. But Rob, what do you think of this backstage segment?
I thought it was funny. I like how we have continuity when it comes to what's currently going on within the Judgment Day itself, because it's like we mentioned before, this is the best that they looked in quite some time when it comes to them, finally getting a path that they need to go down, having a good chunk of titles in their arsenal, and just looking at how things are slowly coming together one by one when it comes to Finn Balor's plan. So I really do like that. I really do like, the stuff that's currently going on with AJ Styles as well, which I hope, whenever the match happens, when it comes together, of course, AJ Styles, gets that title. He deserves it. He's putting in a lot of this work. Like, don't get me wrong, I love Dom and everything. I think he's doing some good work right now. But I feel like AJ just needs it, because he's really pushing for this feud with him and Dom right now. Like, when it comes to I got like so many pictures of him on my phone just because of what he's doing right now.
Oh, the fact he was praying to God, being like, "Don't have him cleared, please. I'm begging you, have him cleared," and all that. And I love Dom's response. We could talk about this backstage segment too, really quick too. I love how, because Adam Pearce just walks up to Dom. He's just like, "Hey, yeah, you're gonna get it reevaluated next week. How is everything? Because you were very active out there." It was just the adrenaline. It was in my soul. Like, Dom, he just gets it, man. He gets it.
He knows. He's like, adrenaline in my soul. Adam, try not to break. There's no like,
try not to. He's like, nope,
if people to look at his face, he's like, yep. But you're gonna get that, medical clear. You're gonna get checked and everything. And I don't know how the camera to transition where everyone leaves. Dom is like, "Ay, Jesús, Madre cierto que santificelo, por favor, que no." And then we see AJ just praying there, and like, please God, why is he there on the floor? Why is he there at the corner praying?
Because he wants that IC title. He wants it.
And look, I'm gonna say this: if Dom loses against AJ, I will be sad, because then that means that this title for Dominic has been a prop more than an actual title champion for him since WrestleMania. Because that's when he won it against Bron Breakker in that fatal four-way with Penta, and I forgot who was wait, was it the fourth person, AJ as well?
No, it's Finn.
All right. So then he had that fatal four-way, and then he has not defended it, I believe, other than that 1 or 2 times since right after WrestleMania, and then he hasn't defended it since then. It feels a bit lackluster. So if he does lose against AJ, if he was against AJ, I would love to see that, and it'll be a good match.
Yeah, I think he has had like a legit like rib thing going on the past couple of weeks, but yeah, I don't think it's been too serious. So that's why they've been, I guess, doing this storyline. But I guess, Drop, do you have any other comments to make for like this other backstage segment we got with like AJ praying to the wrestling gods and all that?
No.
No.
Nope.
Yep. Yeah. So why was Dom being so active earlier? Well, he was out at the ring to help Raquel Rodriguez and Roxanne Perez take on the Kabuki Warriors, which the match was good. You know, a good tag team action going on throughout. Dom, of course, running that interference the whole time. Kabuki Warriors really did have this match won, but unfortunately, because of Dom being so active, even though he's injured, yeah, he's just getting in the way too much. Roxanne rolls up Asuka, pins her with a little bit of assistance from Raquel. Again, I thought the match was good. The only note I have is I remember I saw a tweet earlier where it was something about how Raquel had responded to some words that Kevin Nash had, where he wanted her, like, he had a critique with her, and what he said was she needs to work more big.
Oh,
And I guess what he means by that is, like, you know, work more like a big person, you know, because, you know, she does tower over the other women on the roster. So she should really kind of work like that as a wrestler. And apparently she had responded to that, being like, you know what? Yeah, that is a fair criticism. I should work more big. And I kind of noticed that tonight because
I did.
there was a moment where, like, she was trying to do like some suplex move on Kyrie, but then she just put her down and just did a shoulder tackle and then just kind of ragdolled her a little bit. It was just like little things like that that I noticed where I'm just like, okay, you know what? I see those comments and now I'm kind of seeing how you're using those comments to get better. So I at least wanted to throw that towards Raquel for this match. But Drop, what do you think of this match?
I thought it was a really good match, and again, it's like I said, carry what we brought over to Evolution here when it comes to the tag team division with the ladies. I thought they worked really well with one another. I like seeing the relationship between Roxanne and Raquel get pushed even further. I like
Mm-hmm.
seeing Asuka and Kyrie working alongside each other, so now we know what path they're gonna do outside of that one match in Evolution. So that was nice to see. So I just like seeing my ladies wrestle on
Yeah.
television, and I just thought it was a great way to just showcase, you know, who these people are and what they're striving for and everything. And hoping we get a clear direction when it comes to, you know, what's the next big feud, or at least the next feud that Roxanne and Raquel are going to run into when it comes
Mm-hmm.
to defending these tag titles and potentially having a better reign than her and Liv, because it seems like that's what Finn definitely wants. He wants things to go in his direction when it comes
Yep.
to how things should line up. And I mean, going up against people like Asuka and Kyrie, and it wasn't, you know, a clean win, it was a dirty win to win the match. But you know, just going up against competitors like that, you know, definitely puts a lot on your resume when it comes to
Mm-hmm.
saying like, oh yeah, Roxanne was able to pin Asuka. Like, looking at her where she is at in her career, that's a pretty big wing on under her belt when it comes to a veteran, future Hall of Famer, and everything. When it comes to where Roxanne's gonna go in the near future, I really loved it.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. Yep. What about you, Vash? What did you think of the match?
Oh, let's see. Were you bored or were you staring? Were you hook in? I felt like I was more on the side of hooking for this match. I was very happy for this match itself. I don't know why it took me like an hour later to think of how to use this in an entertaining way. Like, was I bored or was I entertained? And I came up with it on the last segment. So anyway, we're here
Yeah.
for it. And like Drop said, this was a good win for Roxanne to have under your belt for having like you pinning Asuka and the Kabuki Warriors being back together as it seems to be so like a full time. I'm okay with this and I'm happy because it gives the tag team division more credit, more
Mm-hmm.
aura that needs to be made for it to feel something because they keep trying to keep this tag team division consistent because one of the tag team partners keep getting hurt every 3 or 6 months or 9 months throughout the year. One opponent gets switched out, then they have to replace, and then the story goes on. But I'm glad to see it. Roxanne is being a good tag team partner with Raquel, and Watkins said it is something perfect. I did not know it was Kevin Nash that actually said these words, but I
Mm-hmm.
do see the difference of her actually, you know not saying being told to change, but being told to improve in where you're how to use your strength. There's always
Yeah.
that saying at work or any type of position you're in, use your strength. Because if that's your strength, it will make you work stronger, work better, and know what you're good at. And that's what Raquel did. I felt the
Yeah.
difference. It felt more used. And as a watcher and as a fan of Raquel Rodriguez, who have been wanting her to succeed in a good level, like you have seen Liv, you have seen Rhea Ripley and her other peers go above and beyond where they started from NXT. So I want Raquel in the best way to succeed, and it looking that she's finding the right route, the right ground
Mhm.
for her to land on and be consistent. So those are my really positive takes about this, because that's what I like about this match. This match was a good 10-minute match. It helped them be consistent, and Roxanne is showing her growth. Why Finn chose her on the roster of the team, and why she's such a good addition. She's technically proving his facts.
Yeah. And I mean, I think the other thing to note too, especially for you, Vash, Raquel is actually being a good bodyguard without
Yeah.
Liv around.
Yeah, she's actually knowing how
She's
to actually
actually
be the
good.
person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was very happy about that, to see that. Like, hey, Raquel, you know how to actually work the thing that you were supposed to be since a year ago.
Yeah, some good
Yeah.
storytelling just with that. Just showing the difference between working with somebody that couldn't keep up with you and looking at Roxanne that you could actually cooperate with.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, just strong things all around. And this leads us now to our quickfire segments. We got 3 of them tonight. First off, we had Karrion Kross with a pre-recorded videotape that was on the show, mind you. This wasn't like a Netflix one. It was actually on the show. So, yes, we're moving up in the world with Karrion Kross. Cool, great. But he's basically still calling Sammy a liar. Sammy's not hurt. Sammy just didn't like my ultimatum from last week or the week before. So stay home until you're ready to say that Karrion Kross told the truth. So that's how we're pushing this on a little bit, which fine, fair, all that. I'm wondering if Sammy's gonna come back in like a week or so. This might be like a SummerSlam match, maybe, but I don't know. That's besides the point. We can get into that later. Tag team title opportunities are going to be happening next week. What are they going to be? I don't know. We'll find out next week, I guess, or like Monday or whatever, like during the day. And of course, Rusev has a backstage segment where he's basically saying, I love this line. Maybe I'm just a saint to rid the world of Irish snakes. Love that. That was great. But it seems like him and Sheamus are going to have a rematch. When is that going to be? I don't remember them saying, but we'll be getting that rematch of Rusev versus Sheamus. Guys, any thoughts on these quick fire segments to kind of highlight the night here? Drop, go first.
So yeah, I really want to know exactly like what this whole thing about Sammy being a liar is about, because I feel like that's the most thing that I'm really tuned in with this whole entire Kross and Sammy thing. Like, if they do have a match again, let Kross win. No reason to have Sammy win it. But I just really want to know, or maybe that could be a way if Kross wins the match, maybe Sammy actually does tell him exactly what he wants to hear. But I just really want to know exactly, like, okay, why is Sammy a liar? Like, what is the true meaning with this? That's the only thing that really stuck out with me ever since I started viewing. I just really want to know the answer to this, because, I mean, it has to be somewhat important, because usually whenever something comes out of Kross, when he's feuding with someone, it helps really carry over, like, the next evolution of that said person that he's feuding with. And then the tag title opportunity next week, I believe that's for the WWE Tag Team Championships, to see who's gonna is that what that's for?
I think they're trying to find a number 1 contender, but he didn't specify. So
okay, so with that, we'll see what goes on with that. And then obviously, of course, with Rusev and Sheamus going at it for one another, that's going to be another great match. And hopefully we can find out if there's potentially a stipulation, because for some reason when Sheamus was talking, I thought he was going to drop something saying, oh, well, this isn't going to be any regular match. It's going to be some sort of stipulation, because I feel like eventually down the line, if it's not this one, possibly the next, because I see them at least having 3 matches with one another. I'm hoping there's some kind of stipulation. I'm also hoping this match is at SummerSlam too. I don't want it on a Raw.
No, like have it be one of the stipulations for SummerSlam. That would be awesome. And again, that would be a banger and another banger and another banger and all that stuff. So yeah. But what about you, Vash? Anything that spoke to you during the quickfire segments we had tonight?
Yeah, I will say is that your boy may be going to Slammiversary this coming weekend. So depending, because some of the tickets are cheap. So I just saw an ad on IG, then I click it, and hey, let's see what's up. But that's something that who knows. I will tweet it out, see what happens. But talking about this, you guys saw visually, for those that watching the video version, not the audio, I literally got up when Watkins mentioned Karrion Kross segment. I was excited. I was thrilled. I was a supporter of Karrion Kross since a year ago too. I've been behind this man train. He felt a lot of resemblance to like the horror type of WWE that gives me like a thriller type when it comes to Boogeyman, like all the little creepiness things that the psychological type of characters, and I love that. And just to see him succeed, I also been wanting to see him succeed. And something that Walker said, we got a fucking video package on TV programming without fucking ads or commercials. And I love that. When I saw this, like, hold up, am I getting a Karrion Kross without no timer on the top right? Like, this is being shown? Like, what?
Yeah, he's not in the crowd with Jackie Redmond or Kathy Kelly. He's not out there in that little like spot that they have. Oh my gosh.
It's just it was a great moment. I love that. Does like out of our quickfire, this was the thing that excited me the most. I can't wait to see that. Like Job said, the most questionable thing, like we ask about WWE, is storytelling. What's the execution? You spoke about the MacGuffin, that Sammy's a liar. What's he lying about? What is he not telling us from the fans that Sammy's not telling us? Or are you giving us a perspective of yours that he's not telling the truth? So I really can't wait to see what type of psychological what's the word looking? Stormfront battle warfare. Yeah. Psychological warfare is being used for Sammy. So I really can't wait to see how that goes. When it comes to the tag titles, we kind of mentioned this earlier before. Finn and AJ. JD and Finn was being told about the tag titles, like, hey, you guys won it. Can y'all fucking defend this shit? Because we cannot have continued titles and I've been defended only 2 times like in 90 days. Like, we cannot have this shit. Like, the SmackDown is doing way better than us. So y'all need to do shit. So I love also the New Day continue to mourn, and we're talking about stage 3. For anybody, I know this is a joke in Earth thing, but I love how they're actually talking about mourning in Earth, because this is a normal thing of life. And mourning for any friend, for any people around, and hey, attachments to things are something that's what people mourn for. So just to hear that in a comedy way is funny, but also knowing that they're also keeping that aware to people, like, hey, people mourn. People could be upfront and not show it, but talk about it. But then I love how Chelsea Green, not sure if this was on TV programming or on commercial, but Chelsea Green was walking with her service, and they heard the New Day crying. And I just love how she told, like, look, nobody can understand more than me about mourning when I lost my title. Like, I get it. And I love how they show that, like, hey, people on front could hide their emotions and could be like, hey, I'm mourning, but still act like it's normal. But then behind closed doors, showing the emotion, showing the crying, showing the ugly cry, it felt real, but in a comedy way. So I really dig that. I don't know how you guys did, but I really dig that little small, like, emotional comedy type of satire type of way. It felt real. And lastly, the Rusev, I can't wait. Like I said earlier, I love when our boy Sheamus is on screen and he just to tell Rusev, like, hey brother, I just want to fight. I just want to give a banger after banger after banger. And Rusev was like, sir, stop touching me. I'm gonna walk away.
Yeah, I'm here for gold, not gingers. Like, he pulled that line. I'm like, man. Oh, all right, great. I can't wait for you to win some gold, Rusev. Please, soon. I would love that. Yeah, I mean, that was basically it. That was Raw, everybody. A great show of Monday Night Raw. Again, like, we're setting the paces nicely for SummerSlam. We still got a few matches to iron out and figure out what we're gonna do. Fine, cool, neat, whatever. But a great start so far. Like you've got us hooked for SummerSlam. I'm ready to see the rest of this build, as short as we're gonna have it. Because yeah, we're a little over 2 weeks, they said, until SummerSlam starts. So yeah, we're gonna have to do some promo work, maybe some other matches too to kind of build some stuff up. Looking forward to it. I'm here for this journey and all that. Vash, what did you think of tonight's Raw?
Listen, this was a great conversation to talk. I already had a good time. We had literally one show of a Gauntlet Men's match that lasted 41 minutes of literally 4 main eventers. CM Punk, Bron Breakker, Jey Uso, LA Knight, and Penta. I said 4. 5 main eventers that literally are well deserved why they should be representing the company of which one of any of these 5 options could have gone against Gunther. The only one I didn't want to see again is Jey Uso, but any of these 4 won, I would have been okay. Like LA against Gunther, like that would have been interesting. Penta against Gunther, that would have been amazing. Bron Breakker against Gunther, that would have been fucking beast animal. CM Punk, we have heard it. They have done it in live shows, so they already have a bit of experience. So we know this would be one of the better ones because we heard some of the live shows was a bit wonky when it came to CM Punk being back in the ring. But for the ladies, we had Nikki Bella, Chelsea Green, great opportunity. We had Lyra and Bayley going back and forth in a 2 out of 3 pinfall, and the Judgment Day versus the Kabuki Warriors. We had all 3 of them less than a 40-minute match. So like this was literally a 80-minute match of pro wrestling going on in the night, and with storylines being told on screen. We had the Rio, we had the EO being said, like Drop said already in the beginning of the show, that we have SummerSlam already set up for us, almost 6 matches already announced. So we maybe have a 6 or 7 more to be told. The tag titles, we have a few of the IC titles, the US title as well, with Jacob Fatu and a few others. So we are waiting to get a few announcements for a few more, but I'm excited for this event, and I'm excited for this show itself, and this is how it should be booked. Can't wait for us to come back next week. Be like, yo, this show was whack compared to last week, man.
Yeah.
What the fuck happened? Yo, who booked this shit? Yo, Triple H, yo, push on Michael's back in the chair, man. I can't wait for us to come back next week for that chat. It will be fun for sure.
Oh yeah, it'll be fun for the turnaround, won't it? But what about you, Drop? What do you think of Raw tonight?
I thought Raw was a great show. I enjoyed it all the way through when it came to Roman Reigns returning, CM Punk getting Gunther at SummerSlam. I'm glad to see CM Punk getting a world title shot at a pay-per-view like SummerSlam, considering it's also the first 2-night SummerSlam, so that's super exciting. Getting the match announced for Bayley versus Lyra Part 4, that's exciting in itself as well. Same thing with the triple threat match for the ladies, Naomi against Rhea Ripley and Io Sky. That's going to be another one. It just gets me really excited to see the rest of the road to SummerSlam as we move forward, to see how else the card is going to be structured. And also just looking forward to what we see on SmackDown, because we got Cody and John there. So very curious to see how things are going to build up this time around, which I will just throw a little thing in there and saying good starting point there, actually starting the build with them interacting instead of just having it spaced out in between like it was for WrestleMania. But yeah, I thought Raw was really good. I mean, definitely making me want to tune in for next week's show.
Yeah, next week's show, SmackDown. Like, yeah, I'm here for it. I'm here to watch it when I can and talk about it with you guys and all that. Like, I'm excited for SummerSlam, and it sounds like the rest of the team is too. But let us know if you're excited for SummerSlam. The chatters in there that are live right now, go ahead, let us know how excited you are for the SummerSlam. If you're watching the VOD of this, let us know in the comments if you're so excited for SummerSlam and you just can't hide it. Let us know down there. Be sure to like this VOD, and of course do the subscribe stuff, hit the bell icon, get notified, all that stuff, so that way when we're going live with all these shows. So I think with that out of the way, we're going to hit our intro now, I think. So thank you guys for taking time out of your day to listen to the Weebs of the Ring podcast. If you enjoyed what we had to say, again, do that subscribe stuff, all that hoo-ha nonsense. Be great to hear from you guys and all that. But also, we have a plethora of social media accounts. You can see all of those handles on your screen in the yellow bar below. That's Anima We Studio, the parent company, Legendary Vash, Drop This Box, Watkins MW, and Weebs of the Ring, as well as the hashtag Weebs of the Ring to keep in contact with us. Helps us see how the conversation's going and just how you guys are doing just overall in general. And of course, great way to give us feedback as well, because we are nothing without you guys tuning in, and we'd love to continue to up our game no matter what we can do to do any of that. Weebs of the Ring is presented by Anima We Studio. Thanks, of course, to our production team for all the work that they put in every single day to make this show possible. Thank you once again for joining us. And remember, as always, no stunt crannies were harmed in the recording of this podcast. Have a good night, ladies and gentlemen, and we will see you on Thursday for Grappling with the Week.
You guys.